All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome in, welcome in. We're going to be shipping out some orders this morning. I don't know how many we have. We have quite a bit. We have 17 on eBay, a stack on Poshmark, a good stack on Depop, and then we even have a couple of Mercari sales. So nice little weekend in sales. I am feeling a little under the weather, so you're going to have to bear with my voice. It is like very raspy today. It'll probably go in and out. I woke up this morning and I just felt it, so I actually slept in a little bit longer than I probably should have because I have a lot of work to do, but I needed to I needed to rest today, so bear with my voice. I'll get through it, and then I'll probably rest most of the rest of the day, so that way I'm feeling better by tomorrow. Luckily Mondays are our like relaxing day, so it worked out perfect that I don't feel good today. Give me a second too, because I'm accepting some listed sellers. What's up, Juliet? What's up, Natalie? What's up, Kim? Welcome in. Everybody's here nice and early. It's really hot in this room. I gotta turn the fan on really quick. Give me a second. Turn that fan up because it's hot. It's hot, hot, hot. All right, welcome in, welcome in. Let me accept these sellers really quick, and then we'll go ahead and get started. I don't know why my computer's going so slow today. Happy Monday, let's go. What's up, Melissa? Nice, easy breezy Monday. Monday I used to dread when I worked at the post office, but now I love Mondays. Mondays are, like I said, are like relaxing day. Work hard over the weekends. Did that big whatnot show, and we've already packed all that up. I actually packed that up yesterday, which worked out perfect because I don't feel good this morning, so I really didn't want to have to pack up extra orders today. And yeah, that's all packed up, ready to go. So don't have to worry about packing it today. Let's go ahead and get started. If you're new here, welcome in. Make sure you hit that follow button. We do these lives. I try to do these lives at least like 3 times a week where I pack up orders live, answer questions. So if you have anything you want to ask, now's a good time to drop in the chat as I'm packing up orders. I will answer those questions. Again, bear with my energy today because I'll probably have less energy than usual. Had 10 Posh sales this past weekend. Let's go. How many did I have this weekend? I don't even know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had 6 Posh sales this weekend. Just pretty good weekend on Poshmark. What's up? What's up, D the God? D the God, your order was packed yesterday. I remember packing your order yesterday. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I gotta go to analytics page on Nifty. I'm not even set up here. All right, we're ready to go. First sale is going to be a pair of shoes. We're going to show those right now. These are a pair of Hoka shoes. These were actually sitting in a death pile for months, and I finally got around to listing all the shoes that I had just sitting in the death pile, and these were one of those shoes. Now these Hokas are a little dirty. I could have probably thrown these in the wash, but I really didn't want to take any extra time with them. Luckily the sides of them are really clean. It's just the front looks like the person was running and a little dirty, but I looked on the inside, there's no like tears right here, and that's key with Hokas, is make sure there's no tears on the inside, because if you have any tears, usually it affects the value pretty good. Also, the bottoms were really clean on these, so it doesn't look like they're worn too much. It just looks like they got worn once through like dirt and stuff like that. But these sold really quick. Had these sitting in a death pile forever, probably I would say close to 6 months unlisted, and then I just decided to list them, and within a week they sold over on Poshmark. So get your stuff listed. They sold for $30 over on Poshmark, so get your stuff listed. If it's just sitting around, it'll sell if you get it listed. It will sell. Had 24 sales over the weekend, mostly bread and butter, but very happy with that. Let's go. Hey, bread and butter pays the bills. I know bread and butter, people don't like seeing bread and butter in videos. People like to comment a lot when you show bread and butter in videos. But bread and butter is what mostly sells, and that's what mostly you're going to find at thrift stores. You're not going to find $50 plus profit sales at every single thrift store you go to. It's just impossible to do that. But you can find plenty of, $10, $15, $20 profit items. You can find those back to back at thrift stores. And it's funny too, because if I show a video full of like all heavy hitters, people are like, yeah, that never happens at thrift stores. But then if I show a video with like a lot of bread and butter pieces, they're like, you're not making any money. It's like you can't have one or the other. Either way, but I like that. 24 bread and butter sales. That's awesome. What's up, OABS? With so many orders going out, how do you keep up with orders not delivered, or orders that were delivered by USPS shows not delivered, and therefore eBay won't pay till delivered. Do you check sold items very fair? So after you sell enough on eBay, Karen, you actually get your payouts right away. Your payouts are available within 24 hours, even if the item's not delivered. When you first start, they wait for the item to be delivered because you're a new seller and they want to make sure you're a legit seller, not just selling stuff and not shipping stuff. So that will eventually go away. I don't ever check USPS for delivered items. The only time I know an item is not delivered is when a buyer actually creates a case that says item not delivered, and then I give eBay my tracking information, and then usually what happens within the next week or two, that item will be delivered and everything will be okay. Or I'll send a lost item request to the post office, so hopefully they go out and find it. But luckily, I don't have many of those every year, so that I don't really have to keep track of them. I was just telling Serps, I'm in shoes and socks sales era at the moment. The feet are getting sales. Let's go. Shoes and socks. Are you selling socks too? Don't sell pre-owned socks. Are you selling pre-owned socks? Don't be doing that. Nice. Shoes and socks are selling. I like it. I like it. All right, let's do some Mercari sales. I just want to get that Hoka off my desk so we don't have it sitting here. Next up, North Face sweater. Now these in the middle of winter will usually get $25 to $30. Right now it is the middle of summer, so you're not going to get as much for these. And this one's been listed for a little bit, so I paid $6.40 for this. It sold for $19.55. It's not a huge profit, but I wanted this one gone. It's just a plain gray North Face sweater. Let me grab some packaging materials. Plain gray North Face sweater. So again, if you buy those in the middle of winter and sell them, they're obviously going to get more. Kind of like the video I put out where I found that Marmot jacket at the thrift store. Obviously that Marmot down jacket, if you sold it right now, it'll still sell, but it'll only sell for around $50. But if you hold it till winter, you'll get anywhere between $80, sometimes over $100. Somebody commented on that video that said they sold one that's almost exactly the same and the same size for 120, I think they said. So you can still list them now, you just won't get as much. We have a sec. Can you read and reply to a couple messages I sent you? Questions on your recent YouTube past lives. I posted a few days ago. Yeah, I can take a look, or you can ask right now if you have those questions on the tip of your tongue. I sometimes don't go in my YouTube chats because it doesn't pop up on my notifications on my phone. That's why I don't ever see them. But I can either go back or you can ask them now. Either way. Features in Smart Wool and other and out of package sell. Surprising. There you go. Yeah, Smart Wool socks. I know Smart Wool socks sell. Smart Wool is always a great brand. Smart Wool, everything sells. All right, next up we got another Mercari sale. This is a Peter Millar. It is just a pink Peter Millar long sleeve shirt. Pinks always sell. This is a little bit of a newer label, and it does have metal buttons on it, which is like a couple little pluses for this shirt. The men's size large. This one sold for $20.70 over on Mercari. So nice little sale over on Mercari. Again, bread and butter, just like somebody earlier said. They're selling a lot of bread and butter. A lot of this is bread and butter too. Although we did have a couple heavy hitters. Most of everything we sold this weekend was nice little easy bread and butter. All right, that one's shipped. Next up, we got some Depop orders. Let me just find these really quick. First one is a Lululemon. I don't know when this sold though. I think it sold earlier. Yeah, there it is. Lululemon. Which ones are the Lululemon? Okay, right here. This it? Hang on, chat. Lemon 6 line. Yep, this Run the Time shorts. Yes, it is. Okay. Lululemon shorts. These are just basic Lululemon shorts, nothing crazy. These used to sell for like 25 to 30. They're kind of still coming down in value a little bit, so if you find these, make sure you get them cheap. These only sold for $16 over on Depop. We did take a little bit of a lower offer too because Depop doesn't have much fees. So I only paid over there, I only paid $1.26 in fees. So, and I only paid, what did we pay for these? We paid $5.34, so we made like a little $10 profit on these. Luckily found these cheap because if you find them any more than $5 anymore, I'd probably pass on them. It's a little too pricey. Next up, I'm going to pack this one off live because I'm going to have to use a big box for this one, and I didn't grab one. But this is the Depop order. If you didn't see this sale, I already made a video yesterday pulling this order, a little short form piece of content. So you can go watch that and see exactly what's sold and how I pull it. We'll go over it really quick right here. This is a men's brand new tag poncho shirt. This person also bought a pair of framed denim jeans. They also bought a pair of blank NYC. No, not blank NYC. These are, where are these? These are not blank NYC. These are the Perfect Jean NYC. That's what I'm looking for. Perfect Jean NYC. They also bought a Jerry Garcia long sleeve. And they bought a Tommy Bahama long sleeve. They bought all of these together in the same bundle for $170. Really good sale right there over on Depop. Again, minimal fees on Depop, and they pretty much paid full price for almost everything in that bundle. They did send a couple offers, but everything pretty much sold for full price. That was a nice Depop sale. If you guys don't know, you can get Depop bundle orders, and the way that happens is the person can offer on multiple items, and then they can accept, and then once they accept, they pay for everything at once, and Depop will actually bundle that order for them. So yeah, that's how it works. How's the house sale going? We haven't had an open house. We haven't had a viewing in like 4 or 5 days, so we're hopeful this week we get a couple more, but we're just waiting. From what I understand, the market is tough right now. It's really tough to sell. We thought it would sell fast. That's what we were told, and then right after we listed it, the market has slowly come down. How do you pick what you list on platforms and what you sell on Whatnot Live? Everything that we sell on Whatnot can be sold on eBay and vice versa. We don't. Everything that I'm showing on this live, you'll see probably those same brands on our Whatnot shows. And that's how we've created our Whatnot environment. That's how we created our shows, is you can come and find the same stuff you see here, you see there. We sell the top selling brands that we sell on eBay on Whatnot. So there's no really picking. Most of the stuff right now we're selling is consignment. So consigners are sending us the same brands that you see on these lives, and then we just run them. So there's no specifics. The only thing I would say is don't run too niche of brands. Like I always say this brand like Willis and Geiger. Most people don't know what Willis and Geiger is, even though it's a really good brand. They won't know what it is on Whatnot and be able to make a quick decision on Whatnot, what they want to pay for it. But they will be able to do that with like a Patagonia, like a full zip jacket or something like that. So we try to keep those like niche brands on eBay. But even then, we still bring some niche brands in on Whatnot, like Turnbull Asser. We ran a couple Turnbull Asser shirts over the last couple weeks. So if people know about them, we'll still run them. This first full year selling on eBay, and I'm trying to follow a seasonality guide. I heard from a reseller group for people start I heard from a reseller group that people start shopping for long. Be true when you usually stop listing warm. So you're asking, when do I start listing warm items and when do I stop listing cold items? Like what time of the year do I do that? So right now, in the next 2 months, I'll probably start listing cold items again. Around August, early September, that's when I'll really start listing them heavy. I still will list a couple here and there, but I will list them heavy around that time of the year. And then I also start listing like warm items like around January, February, like right before that first like heat wave comes. You always want to start listing just a little bit before, because when that first heat wave or that first cold snap hits, that's when everybody's going to start buying most of their stuff. So if you already have a bunch listed, you're going to get a bunch of sales. You had another question here. Do you think seasonality applies on Whatnot for clothes too? Absolutely. If you sell Patagonia jackets right now in the middle of summer, you're not going to get as much if you hold them and wait till the middle of winter. It just, like right now we're trying to run as much short sleeves as we can, because people are not only buying to resell on that platform, but they're also buying for themselves. And if you run a down jacket right now, not many people are wearing down jackets. Actually, I don't know of anybody who's wearing a down jacket right now, unless you live out of the country or you're a reseller, you're going to buy and hold that piece. So yes, there is very true to seasonality on Whatnot as well. What's up, Bobby? Welcome in. My aunt is having the same problem, selling her house in Michigan to move to Florida. No bite yet. Yeah, it's super slow. We have 3 houses for sale on this block. There's also 5 houses for sale on the next block over. The next block over is a more expensive street. So those houses on our block are like $350 is usually what like top out at. The houses over there top out at like $800,000, and there's a whole bunch of houses listed over there too. So Yeah, it's just a waiting game. We probably will, if we have to, continue to drop the price because we do want to move, but we're not in a super big rush to move. It's not like we need to move in the next like 2 months. We just like to move to a bigger house, so we can make it work for the next couple months if we have to. But we'd also like people to buy the house. And my shows, there are 1, 2. Obviously, no one has bought them in the past 2 months, so I'm waiting to add cold stuff. Yeah, yeah. Can I promote too much? Yeah, of course. Promote your shows. I don't mind. Promote them. Promote them. Yeah, don't. Right now is just hard. It's hard to list. It's hard to list winter items and sell winter items because not a lot of people are buying them. So just keep that in mind if you're listing them. They might sit for a little bit, but this is a good time to list them, get them listed, and then wait for them to sell too. If you wanted to do that strategy, if you don't have stuff to list, if you only have, let's say you go shopping and you only have 50 items to list, and you list 10 items per day, and 20 of those items that you picked up were winter items. I would say still list those winter items if you don't have anything to list. You should still keep listing. Don't just not list anything because you don't want to list winter items. Next up, Patagonia shirt, short sleeve Patagonia shirt. This is one of those nice like seersucker feel shirts too. Picked this up for $5.33. This one sold for $23 over on Depop. Here's 2 shows right here, dropped in the chat. There's the first one. Pack this order up and I'll put the other one up on the screen. Yeah, you can always promote. Also, if you see us live too, feel free to promote your shows in our live on Whatnot, because that's probably where you're going to get the most traction. I don't know how many people are going to come from here over to your shows. Also, put your name put your username in the chat, because they only see your first name here. And then yeah, come to our shows and promote your shows, because then people will come from the show and just click your name and follow you from there. So watching while taking photos. Let's go. Let's go. Nice. I might do a listing live tonight. I'll see how I feel later tonight. If you just hopping in, I wasn't feeling good when I first woke up. So if I feel good tonight, I'll do a nice little listing live with you guys. All right, let's do Poshmark orders. First order. Ooh, we have a couple good orders that I completely forgot about. A lot of this stuff sold on Friday, Saturday. So I forgot we even had these sales. This one I remembered. This is a Xenia tie. It is a nice floral Xenia tie. Fun fact, I thought this was stained when I first saw it. You see that big old spot right there? I thought that was a stain when I was going through the thrift store. I almost left it, but then I was like, oh wait, that's not a stain. That is a nice floral pattern. So it runs all the way through that like floral. It goes all the way through. Xenia floral ties usually sell really well and really fast. My daughter actually took photos of this tie, and it sold for $25 over on Poshmark. So nice little sale right there. Nice little sale, Poshmark. And this sold in 1 day, by the way. On Nifty, it says date listed, days listed, 0 days. That's how fast this thing sold. Oh, I can throw this in a bag too. Actually, I might keep this in this bag because it's probably a little safer to be in this bag. Whatnot is little SMG 88. Last question. I'll get you in a second. Hold on. Hold this up before I mess up. Last question. Ideas on how to hand plug in lights overhead with a drop ceiling. Can't do any permanent mounting. That is a good question that I do not know, because I need to do a drop down light too. I need to do a light that drops down from the ceiling. But what I would suggest is there are those Hex Lights. Those Hex Lights, I think you can just you don't have to mount them to the ceiling. You can like tape them to the ceiling, like the strong tape, and that way when you're done with it, you just rip down the tape. That might be something that you look into. I think they're called Hex Lights, right? I think they are, chat. Hex Lights. I'm actually thinking about getting some of those when we move for the new garage. Just have the whole garage with the Hex Lights, so that way it's nice and lit in the garage. Watching while working job on the other browser. Have been slacking off on listing here for the inspiration. So thanks. Let's go, Diane. Diane, unfortunately, this guy just arrived. God bless. Don't follow. If you are following that Facebook channel, please unsubscribe from that Facebook channel. I'd appreciate it. Thanks. Is this the real K-Way? It is. It is. I'm not feeling good today. Surf should not bother me. I'm not feeling good. What kind of camera do you feel is best for going live? I just use my phone. That's all I use. I don't use any special cameras at all. This is not the newest iPhone. I think it's two or 3 years old now, so it's 2 or 3 years back, and it works perfectly fine. I've used my iPhone 11 I think is what the other one I have over there is. Super old. That one works perfectly fine. I don't think you need any kind of special setup. You just need to go live. That's it. You just need to go live. Next up, Lululemon. Another pair of Lululemon shorts sold. So these are selling, but again, these don't sell for as much as they used to. So be careful when you pick these up. I just gotta find the sale. There it is right there. These sold for 22 bucks. The last pair sold for 16. We took a little bit of a lower offer because Depop only has minimal fees, whereas Poshmark has more fees. So these sold for 22 over on Poshmark. A little bit more pricey, but again, we're paying a little bit more fees over there. And this is just going to slide in and ship out. I bet your favorite fruit is pineapple. Probably is pineapple. That's a freaky guy right there. Can you do a video on showing how you create your eBay listings non-using Nifty? I've always just sold similar from others. I could. I'm using Nifty now, but all we do is we just have templates. I can show you really quick. This is how we do it. It's pretty self-explanatory. As long as you know your pricing, you can just create a listing. So you go over eBay and you go to listings, eBay listings, create listing, and then we go to our templates. These are all templates that we have created. You can create them too. Super easy to do. So let's say I have a Polo Ralph Lauren short sleeve, button front, Hawaiian floral shirt to list. I just named off a random shirt, right? Come over here to eBay. I have a template that already pops up, has most of my information already put in. There you go. Everything, I even have the description in, so we can just put our measurements in there. Everything else looks good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create the listing. So again, this is gonna be a Ralph Lauren men's, let's say it's a men's medium. Blue floral, let's say it's 100% cotton, so I put the word cotton, short sleeve, button front shirt. That would be my title right there. Let's say I paid, I don't know, $4.56 for it. Then I'm going to come down here. eBay will fill in most of the item specifics. I'll just hit apply all on these because it just read my title and applied that. Brand is Ralph Lauren. I don't know why I didn't put in Ralph Lauren right there, but it didn't. Everything else is good. I don't really put in any of these other information. As long as eBay just picks it, I'm good with it. I put in my measurements here. I'll copy the title and I'll scroll down, put the title right here. That's why I have my template already built, so it's just a copy paste. Put my measurements there, boom, boom, boom. Then I put the price. Let's say my price is $34.99, what I want to list it for. I'll accept offers on that. Buyer pays ground advantage. It already has that put in for me because I have a template. Everything else is correct. Now this is where I would save this template, and then I would start taking my photos. Once my photos are done, I go add them from my eBay app to this listing, and then my listing can go live because it's already created. So that's how I do it. I'm going to delete this one just because I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to make myself think that I have a Ralph Lauren shirt to list. But that's how I do it. Super easy to create the listing. Love seeing your videos and learning from you. Appreciate you, Gene. Don't follow this guy, Gene. Gene, you see this guy? Don't follow him. He's no good. If you ever see him on your For You page when you're scrolling through Facebook, you can either block him, or if you are following him now, just unfollow him. It'll save you a lot of trouble. So you're using your computer and your phone to create listings? Yes, we take our photos on our phone. We right now we don't do that process anymore. We use Nifty to create our listings. That's how we do it. So they just asked specifically, how do I create a listing on eBay, and I showed them. But right now what we're doing is we're just taking our photos on our phone and then uploading our photos to Nifty AI. Nifty AI takes those photos and generates a listing for us, and then we just go through and verify everything's correct. Once it's correct, we hit list, and it lists to eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and Depop for us. If we've already done 20 listings for that day, we can schedule out 20 listings for the next day, and it'll automatically put them live. So that's that. What I just showed is not currently what we do, but that was what we do before. Did before. I can't stop doing sell similar because some of that listing info from sold comps and just change stuff. Yeah, you could do that too. You could do a sell similar. We've always done the template way. Surfs does sell similar all the time off Ralph Lauren shirts that he already sold within his store. So that's a really good way to do a sell similar because you don't got to worry about the information not being correct because you're doing a sell similar off your own item. So you already know the information's correct. So if you want to do it that way, you could always do it that way too. All right, now another sale, another good sale. This sold relatively fast too. This was listed for 2 days. This is a Leonard Paris tie. I saw this tie and it just jumped out at me the other day at the thrift. I think I picked this up like a week and a half ago. Really good floral pattern. It's got like geometric. It kind of reminded me of like a Versace tie. So I looked this one up in thrift store. I've never seen this brand before. Looked it up in the thrift store. Leonard Paris. Saw sold comps look really good. Listed it 2 days later. It sold for $35 over on Poshmark. So good ties like this. If they ever have like a crazy wild pattern, just take a second. If you've never heard of the brand, look them up because you could be skipping a really good item. I almost skipped this one. I actually did skip it. I found 3 more at the same thrift store, and I was like, I'm gonna look these up real quick. And then I saw that they were selling well, and then I went back and grabbed this one that I passed on. So make sure you look stuff up. If you've never heard of the brand and you just got a weird feeling that it's good, look it up. It only takes a couple seconds. What's up, Jody? Welcome in, Jody. Thought you were packing Monday morning orders. I am packing. Did my title not change? My title does that for Whatnot now too. If you watch on YouTube, you'll notice my title for my Whatnot shows is always like whatever my title, like my last title was. So like this weekend it was like come get free stuff. Even though I was doing like a Whatnot show, it was brought in my raid show. It's really annoying. I don't know why it does that. What's the AI app called? It's called Nifty AI. I'll put it in the chat really quick. It's actually what I'm using to go over my sales too. It tracks sales, it shares your Poshmark closet, it sends out offers, it delists, relists, has a full inventory feature. It's basically like Vendu and it does AI too. It's pretty cool. I'll put a referral link in the chat right there. Boom. And then that's a 7-day free trial. Feel free to use it for 7 days. It's a limited trial, so you'll be able to cross-list a couple items and give it a try. And then if you like it, you'll have to sign up for the full version, but that's what it's called. Title looks good? Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. My last couple titles have not been updating for some reason. Very weird. Very, very weird. All right, next sale. See, like this right here, if you've never used Nifty, this is where I'm reading all my sales off of. This is all Nifty. It downloads all my information for me, puts it in, and then I'm just reading it straight off to you guys. Easy peasy. Next up, we got a Robert Graham shirt. This is a men's Robert Graham shirt. This was also listed for one singular day. I use Nifty AI to create this listing, so obviously the title structure works. I know it's a little bit different than what most of us are used to, but that's exactly what eBay wants, is how Nifty's creating the title structure. This one was listed for 0 days, literally sold same day for $30 over on Poshmark. Nice little quick sale. I forget what I paid for this. A lot of the stuff that I'm listing right now, I'm not putting in my buy cost because we got to figure out a system, like, because we take the tags off and then we take photos of everything and then we take photos of the next item, and we're not writing down what we're paying for our items, which really doesn't matter. The only reason I write down what I pay for my items in my custom SKU is A, to learn how much profit I'm making per item, and B, be able to tell you guys what I paid for the item, but at the end of the year I really don't use those tags. So I just use my receipts at the end of the year to figure out my buy costs for everything. So really not that big of an issue, but we do have to figure out a system to be able to log all that information. So I think I paid like $10 for that, but I can't remember. Monday morning is the best. Makes me think I'm a good reseller. Yes, I was telling people that earlier, Sabrina. I love Monday mornings. Monday mornings, I used to dread going to the post office Monday mornings because that's like the heaviest day for mailmen, because things still happen over the weekend. All the mail comes in over the weekend and it just piles up. And then Monday, you got so much packages. Oh, it was miserable. You'd always be out late on Mondays. You never want to go on Monday, but now that I do this, I love Mondays. Monday's like my chill day. I get to relax. Today I'm probably going to edit a YouTube video after this. I really don't want to do any more work today. I don't feel good. I'll probably edit videos and I'll probably make a bunch of posts for social media. That'll be the rest of my day, and Kayla's going to take some photos, and I'll schedule out 20 listings to go live today and tomorrow. Good to go. Cool. Always like to support ex-postal characters. I know the pain. Yes, pain. I just talking about that. Wow, it's weird that you just said that. I take a pic with the price tag in it. Yes, I'm thinking about doing that too, and then like putting it in the listing and then taking it out of the listing before we list it. Yeah, I think we might do that. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Next up, Roan. These are men's Roan shorts. These sat forever, and I thought these would sell quick. Roan is kind of falling off a little bit too. It's like Lululemon, Roan. The only one that's hanging on is Vuori. Vuori sells so freaking fast and so well. But I picked these up at TJ Maxx, brand new with tags, for $15 a very long time ago. Very, very long time ago. It says 321 days ago is when I picked these up, so it's probably accurate over on Nifty. These sold for only 35 bucks. Again, if you're out there at TJ Maxx and Marshalls and you see Roan and you're like, ooh, Roan, let me pick it up. Just make sure you look them up, because that's what I did with these. I just picked them up because I figured they would sell, and they sat forever. So I'm glad these are gone. Still made a profit, but sat on them way too long. So Roan, out the door. Out the door, yeah, flashbacks. Flashbacks. I remember Mondays used to suck. And then everybody calls out on Mondays because Monday sucks. So if you are on the overtime list, you would be working till 8, 9, 10 o'clock. They have better rules now, but when I first started working at the post office, Mondays, some Mondays we'd be out till 10 o'clock, and we would start at like 6:30 in the morning, and then we'd have to be back at 6:30 in the morning the next day. So we finish at 10, dark outside, you come back, you're tired, you're sweaty, you just want to go home and take a shower. You go home and eat really quick, because they only give you one lunch. So even if it's 10 o'clock, it's not like you can stop and have dinner. They really don't allow that. Even though they say they do, they don't really allow it, because you're already late anyway. And then you go back home, you'd eat dinner really quick, you'd shower, you go to sleep, and it feels like you're like right back at the place. It's like, and everybody's joke would be in the morning, like, didn't you just leave here? Didn't you just leave here yesterday? Yeah, of course. Yes, we all just left here yesterday. Thanks for letting me know, Jim. I appreciate that. Thanks for letting me know we just left, and we're already back. I love that about me right now. But yeah, that was like all the time. Do you like those Torn lights? I like them so far, but I think I need one more. I need one more top-down light. They work very well, but I need more. I need to grab my eBay orders. Hold on. I'm going to grab them from over here. eBay orders. Oops, I dropped some. Alright. eBay orders secured. Now we don't have to use Nifty. I'll just use eBay to figure out what's sold. 17 eBay orders going out the door. First one is a Charles Tyrwhitt tie. This one was listed and it sold really quick. Charles Tyrwhitt is one of those brands that don't sell well in shirts. The pants don't really sell that well, but the ties and the blazers sell really well. So pick these up. Paid $6.42, and this sold really, really fast. I mean, like a day or two for $20.70. Is it a huge profit? No, but these are super easy to list and super easy to ship, so that's why we still grab them. I fill the eBay custom SKU field with my item number. Yeah, we usually do, but when we're using Nifty, you can't really. The only way to fill out the eBay custom SKU is to go in and edit each individual listing, and when you bulk upload, you can't add a custom SKU. So when we used to list before, we used to always put in the cost of goods, like when we're listing, but now we can't do that. So that's why I'm thinking the picture method might actually work the best. Just throw a picture in and what we paid for the item. I had decent seniority and was still ordered to go till all hours. Yeah, there are some who slept in the parking lot as they lived an hour away. Yep, there was those people too at our place, or they would stay at like one of the other people's houses, one of the other carriers' houses, and it was like, hey, can I come stay the night over there just for tonight, and then I'll come back tomorrow. Yeah, there was one Christmas, it was bad, like real bad. Is this plugged in? Oh, she unplugged it. It was like from November till mid-January, literally, they worked us so hard. And I was a CCA at that time, which is a city carrier assistant, which means they brought me in mad earlier than all the regulars, because they wanted me to get all the crappy work done, all the casing and whatnot. I would case like 3 routes, and I know a lot of you don't know what that means, but I would put the mail in 3 routes to get it all set up to be pulled down, and then put in the truck and then run, so it's all in order when you're out there. All your magazines, all your loose letters, things like that, you put all in order. I would be in the office casing 3 routes. I would then do my route, and they would give me like a 3-hour piece off of another route. I would have to do all that in one day and then do it all the next day. I was like, ugh, it was so bad. But I was CCA. I had to do what they told me to do. Couldn't argue with it. Do you picture? No, we don't picture clear back items yet, but as soon as we move, we are planning to do that. So, that explains the rudeness you sometimes get from the postal employees. Yeah, they're usually, when you get out to the street, you're not as rude as you are inside the office. Because when you're in the office, you're dealing with all the politics, you're dealing with all the supervisors. It's craziness in there. They're grumpy for legit reason. Jobs eat your soul. Wayne is so smart for getting out. People don't understand. People always say when I make those videos about like, hey, I used to work at the post office and now I do this instead. They don't understand how much happier when you get out of that place. Yeah, sure, you have benefits, you have all this stuff, but they literally work you, and their reasoning for working you so hard is you have a great job, so you have to work this hard, and you got to like not see your family ever. So keep working. It's like, no, that's not the way to do it. Bonobos pants. I picked these up. I think I paid. So these were, if I remember correctly, these were $12.99 and these were 75% off. And I gave these a shot. I was like, hey, if these sell, I'm going to start looking for these at 75% off at red, white, and blue, because I don't normally pick up bonobos pants, but if I can get them cheap, $2 to $3 a piece, I'm going to grab them and I'm going to list them cheap and get them to move fast, and that's exactly what these did. I think these were listed for no more than like less than a week. These sold really, really fast. $22.99 plus ship. Just a basic pair of gray khaki, or not gray, tan khaki bonobos pants. So pick these up. You can find them really cheap. Do you ever buy clothing bales for resale on eBay or whatnot? Yes, we actually buy them, and we're going to be selling them here pretty soon on Listed. We have a bunch of, we get Patagonia, North Face specific bales. We also are able to get Carhartt. We're able to get Ralph Lauren. We're able to get Lacoste, and there's one other brand we're able to get. I forget the name of the other brand. I'm trying to think. But anyways, we get a bunch of them. So we're going to start listing those on Listed here really soon. We're not listing them just yet because there was a little delay in shipping, and they still haven't arrived yet. But as soon as they arrive, we're going to list them. Just keep in mind that, again, it is summertime, so if you buy these from us, you're probably going to have to hold them for a little bit to get full value out of them. But they will sell, and they will sell well. That's exactly when we do our North Face and Patagonia shows. It's the same supplier that we use for those shows is what we're going to be selling on Listed. Same exact supplier. He has bought bales. He has multiple videos. Yep, go watch the videos. I got 3 videos now, 2 Patagonia bale breaks on Facebook and YouTube, and I have 1 North Face bale break on YouTube. So go check it out. It's they're good. They're fun to watch. They're just bale breaks, and we just basically show you what's in the bale, but it's fun to watch. It's like a surprise box opening. Robert Graham shirt, nice paisley short sleeve Robert Graham shirt. This sold for full price, $29.99 plus shipping. I gotta move some of this stuff. I can't get in. Boom, boom. All right, there we go. Now I got some room. Perfect time of year to list these. Pink, again, pink always sells when it comes to guys' clothes. So anytime you can find something like this, paisley and pink, it usually sells really, really quick. I have a Robert Graham denim shirt that's just been sitting. Is that a shoot off Robert Graham that isn't as popular? I have to see it. Maybe you just have it priced too high. Or is it like a long sleeve and not a short sleeve? Long sleeves are kind of sitting right now for Robert Graham, especially if they're like a denim. But I'd have to see the tag. I've never heard of Robert Graham denim tag. So this is also a large. It depends on size too. Size matters. That's what she said. So I see that you have code 66177 on there on the plastic bag. So where do you put that in your listing? It's in my eBay custom SKU. eBay custom SKU. I showed a video yesterday, Reggie, if you watched that video, of me pulling Depop orders. And the way I find those Depop orders is we put our custom SKU in our eBay listing, and then if the item sells on Depop, Nifty will automatically pull that listing down for us, and then I just go on my eBay app, or I can use Nifty, but I usually just use my eBay app because it's faster. I go to my unsold, and I look for that number underneath each listing. So let me see if I can show this. Why is my phone not automatically unlocking? So I go to my unsold, and these are items that were pulled down. But if you look at that Robert Graham shirt, I know you probably can't see it because it's not zooming in, but right next to that Robert Graham shirt, it says custom SKU, and then it says 3206. So if this sold on Poshmark and I need to go pull it, I just go to my unsold on eBay 3206. I go out to the garage and I grab it. If it sells on eBay, then I just look at my eBay custom SKU, which is right here. eBay custom SKU. So this one I didn't pull yet because it just sold. But if I need to go pull this, I go to 4695 and I paid $5.34 for it. That's what my custom SKU means for that one. I have a Ralph Lauren rugby shirt, long sleeve, official athletics logo on one side, Polo Ralph Lauren crest on the other, XL black with diamond, 2023. Writing inside, thoughts 2023 sale 35. You could list that for 35. I'd probably list it a little bit higher actually. That sounds like a little bit more of an expensive one based off what you just told me. So I'd probably list it a little bit higher than what that sold comp is. If that's what the sold comp is 35. Next sale. Ralph Lauren shirt, 3XB, 6146. This one sold really quick for $24.99. Nothing too crazy on this one. It's just a plain plaid short sleeve, but it is a 3XB, which helps it sell. Sold for $24.99. Always look out for big and tall sizes. Big and tall sizes they're just money. It could be a plain Ralph Lauren polo shirt, but because it's a 3XB, you're gonna pick it up for $4 to $6 because you know it's gonna sell for over 20. They're just harder sizes to find, therefore people will pay a little bit more for them, and then you can make a little bit more money off them. This one's going to ship out for 7 ounces. Buyer paid $7.15 for the label. I'm only paying $4.62. Yeah, I'd list that one a little higher, OABS. A little bit higher. 35 is fair, but if you just do like 45 with best offer, who knows? Who knows what will come in. A lot of people that list Ralph Lauren, because there's so many listed on eBay, they don't do their proper research. They just look at a couple that are sold and they're just like, oh, okay, that's what it sells for. And then they just price it really low. So just be careful. Price yours a little higher. That's usually what I do, especially if I think I have something special. Speaking of Polo Ralph Lauren, these are just plain Polo Ralph Lauren pants. I get these in bulk buys as well. Huge bulk buys. Same people that sell unlisted. That's the people I'm getting these from. In the last lot, nobody bought. It was pretty expensive. It was 217 pieces, but it's money because you can list these over the next month if you want to. If you don't want to go out sourcing one day, you have stuff to source. I have 4 boxes of this out in my garage, like full of just Polo Ralph Lauren pieces. These sold for $22.99 plus ship, just bread and butter. I think in those boxes I pay somewhere around $4 to $5 a piece for pants, and just plain khaki gray pants sell very fast. If you price them right, you get them cheap enough, they're just nice bread and butter pieces to add to your store. And these sold $22.99 plus ship. These are going out for 15 ounces too. Buyer paid $9.45. I'm only paying $6.84. Just waiting for my label. eBay's taking a little bit longer today to give me my labels. Appreciate everybody hanging out too. If you're not following, hit that follow button. Also, if you feel like you have a question, drop it in the chat. I'd appreciate it. Make sure you like the live as well. Tap that like button. I'd appreciate it. That's how this live gets pushed out. Saw Jams World shirt, the other, and left it behind. Jams World is good. Jams World is good. Jams World is good. Smart Wool. You guys saw the sale too. I posted on my Facebook and my Instagram. So if you're watching on YouTube, you should probably follow me on Facebook and Instagram because some of these sales you see early. Pick this up at the thrift store. We bought this at Tampa Thrift, the store that was pretty expensive, but in every single store like that, there's always stuff that they missed. This is one of those things that they missed. Paid $6 for this one, and it sold for $40.50. And this one sold in one day, one singular day, $40.50. Nice sale. I actually looked this one up because I was going to price it at like 24 to 35, somewhere around there I was thinking. But then when I went on eBay and I looked up sold comps, there was the exact same shirt, the exact same size, sold for $45. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to list mine for $45. And in one day, boom, in and out the door. What do you think about Columbia clothes? I don't buy too much Columbia. There's very, very few Columbia pieces that I pick up. Now, if you go to the bins and you find Columbia PFG shirts right now, you probably should pick those up because you could probably list them for $14.99 to $19.99 plus ship and sell them pretty quick. In my stores that I go to, I don't get them that cheap. And regular thrift stores, there's money to be made in every brand. It just depends on your buy cost and what you're willing to sell it for. If you're willing to sell or list a bunch of Columbia PFGs for $14.99 plus ship because you bought them for $1 or less at the Goodwill bins, then go for it. There's money to be made there. But for me, I usually pass on it. I had a vintage Jam's World dress that didn't sell, dropped the price, no interest. The shirts do much better. Shirts do much better, but dresses sell. Dresses sell. When you list something like that, photos really matter. If your photos are popping, they will sell. Here's another item that sold within 1 day. Holderness and Born, and this one has a golf tee like print on it. I don't know if you can see it, but those are like little golf tees that go this way and then this way. They're purple and blue. I put that in my listing. Another shirt that I researched that I saw some were selling for $30 and some were selling for $35, but the golf tee prints were selling really fast. This one sold 1 day for $29.99, full price sale on eBay. Nice little sale. Holderness and Born is a great brand to look out for too. Add that to your BOLO list if you haven't already. Be on the lookout for it. Holderness and Born. That one's gonna be 9 ounces. Let's see what I'm paying for my label. Buyer paid $7.15. I'm only paying $5.49. Where do you get those plastic bags? Amazon. Yeah, Reggie. If you look at this live in the description of this live, there's a Linktree link, and that's going to take you to my full Linktree. And I think the second link is the products we use on a daily basis section. It's our Amazon Linktree. The exact bags we use are linked there. So just click that link, and you can go buy them from the Amazon. It doesn't cost any more. We just get a little kickback if you buy through our links. Also, if you guys buy anything on Amazon, if you're about to buy anything on Amazon, just do me a favor and go click on my Linktree and then buy it. It doesn't cost you any more again, but if you click on my Linktree for up to 24 hours, anything that you buy on Amazon, we get a little kickback for. So if you're buying a portable refrigerator on Amazon, you're like, oh, I'm about to buy this portable refrigerator. If you're like, hey, I want to support K-Way really quick, if you just click my Linktree, then I get a little kickback for that. So it's a way to support the channel for free. Doesn't cost you any money. We don't sell courses or anything like that, but that's a way we make a little bit off social media. So if you want to do that, that would be cool. Any Goodwill bins in our area? Yes, my sister goes to the Goodwill bins. It's down in St. Pete. We're in Clearwater. I just don't like the bins atmosphere. I don't like how crazy it is at the bins. I've been a few times, and I've also been, and with all the knowledge I have, I found nothing 2 times I went. There was literal garbage there. It was just junk. So I'm not one of those people that like to camp out all day and sit at the same spot. I get antsy if I'm sitting at the same spot and just not doing anything, and I get why people do that, but I also feel like if you just move around and you go to different thrift stores, you'll still find just as much stuff as you do sitting at the bins. Pay a little bit more, but to be honest, I've always found more going to thrift stores than I have sitting at the bins, so that's why we don't do it. I don't spend my time at the bins. Next up, Turnbull Asser. Now this one sold really quickly, and I put it up really cheap, and the reason is because it's got the guy's name embroidered right there. It had a like MCL, so that's the guy's initials, I guess. So I priced this one really low, but I only paid $3.21 for this, so I grabbed it super cheap. Sold for $22.99, and it sold really fast. I probably could have listed a little bit higher, but with those initials on the front, I felt like that would really destroy the value of the shirt, and I just wanted to move it fast. So Turnbull Asser, usually for a shirt like this, you're gonna get 50, sometimes 60, sometimes $80 if you get one of the newer labels. This is an older label, but because there was embroidery on the shirt, I decided to just get rid of it. I saw it when I was at the thrift store, but it was so cheap. I was like, you know what? I could list this for Ralph Lauren prices, and I bet you it sells really fast. And that's exactly what I did. Made my little bit of money, moved on. This guy got a good deal, and as long as he doesn't care that there's a embroidery on the chest, I'm sure he's fine with it. So he gets a good deal. I get to make a little money. Everybody wins. I think the print was too boring. So if you have a Jam's World piece, it's kind of like Tommy Bahama. The louder the print, the better they'll sell. If you just have more of a blank print, you're not going to get as much for those. So maybe that's why. What's up, Debbie? Welcome in, Debbie. We're almost done. We only got 9 more to ship out. Or no, 8 more because one of them sold during the live. This is a Tommy Bahama coconut point shirt. Speaking of loud prints, this one has a pretty good print. It's like all over floral. It's got boats on it. It's got cars on it. It's a nice one. It's a men's size medium, which is a little bit of a lower size. Had this listed for $27.99. Nifty sent out a 10% out offer, and this person accepted. So this one sold for $25.20. Nice little sale. Have you ever sold a shirt that you already had sold and for some reason Nifty did not take it off the listing? Did it affect your positive outcome? I had that happen, but I don't think it was because of Nifty. If you look at my negative feedbacks right now on eBay, I have one negative, and it wasn't from eBay. It's because we pulled down a listing to run on Whatnot, and we forgot to pull it down off eBay. I think I was trying to fill out a show and I needed one more piece, so I ran out to the garage really quick to fill out the show, and I told myself, hey, don't forget to pull this listing down. And I did anyway. I still forgot, and the person was upset. I messaged them. I said, hey, I apologize. This pair of, I think it was a pair of frame denim shorts or something like that. These already sold. Is there anything else you want to substitute out in my store? If not, I can cancel the order. They told me to cancel the order. They seemed really nice about it, and then all of a sudden they left me a negative feedback like 3 weeks later. So it happens. But Nifty's really good about pulling down sold items. I don't think I've ever had an issue with Nifty pulling down a sold item. It even pulls down multi-quantity items pretty well. So, how do you get the crispy collars to look so crispy in your photos? So I saw a video the other day. I forget who it was, but the way we get our, by the way, it's funny because some people compliment us on our photos, and then I have that one video that went viral, and everybody's like, "That shirt's wrinkly, it'll never sell." And I'm like, "Look, you guys don't understand. The only photo that really matters is the cover photo." And whenever I say that to somebody, they're like, "No, I would never buy that shirt if the second photo was wrinkly." But the way we get our items to look so good is we stack them up the night before. So we have a pile of clothes over to the left-hand side right now. It's a little messy, but usually Kayla stacks them really nice, flat, and stacks them up. And Gravity will actually like release all the wrinkles for you, so that way you get nice collar photos, everything like that. We don't use any ironing. We don't steam any of our items. Nothing like that. We just let Gravity take care of it for us. Like this men's OABS shirt. I'll show you the cover photo for the shirt. This was not steamed, not ironed, anything like that. That's our cover photo for this men's OABS shirt. And then you got the full front. This is more wrinkly. As you can see, there are some wrinkles on this. Wrinkle, wrinkle, wrinkle all through there. But the buyer doesn't care. As long as you get the buyer in for this listing, they're just looking at these to make sure they know what they're buying. So they want to see, oh, there's a vent in the back. Cool. Oh, they got 2 pockets in the front. Cool. They're not looking at this and saying, oh, that's wrinkled, I'm not going to buy it. Because guess what? When you ship it in one of these bags, it ends up being wrinkled as soon as it gets delivered to their door. Then we just take our tag photos and that one's done. But yeah, that's the cover photo. Just let it lay out the night before, all the stuff. When you go thrifting, if you have a designated spot to like lay your clothes out, as soon as you get done thrifting, bring all your stuff in, lay it flat, you're good to go. Just let it sit there. You see the new program that Mercari is trialing? No, I didn't see it. What is it? What's going on with Mercari? This we paid $6.40 for, and it sold for $22.50. OABS still sells if you grab the right OABS, especially the active fits or shirts like this that are vented in the back. Make sure you use the word vented in your listing, because that does help you sell your items a little faster. Also, while you guys are watching the big screen right now, if you notice in the back, those are all lots that we sold on Listed this weekend. Listed popped off this weekend. A lot of sellers had some really good luck selling their lots. There was one seller that was putting up lots that were so good that I was about to buy some of them, but I was like, you know what? I got to give everybody a chance at these, because I see them pretty quick because I'm always on Listed. But they were putting up lots of like Ralph Lauren. They had Robert Graham in the lots for like $6, $7 a unit delivered. So make sure you check and list it. I actually have a lot available right now. I think it's that top lot. That is Ralph Lauren. Has some Untucked in it. Has a couple brands. It even has a suit in that lot. So if you need some inventory delivered right to your door, there's one of those lots available right now. Everything else sold out. I'm actually surprised that lot didn't sell, because it ends up being like $8 a unit. So check it out. I purchased 3 lots so far. I know you guys are buying them all. Some of the lots, like when you go to list it right now, you'll see there's some overpriced lots. I let people list items for whatever they want. If they're overpriced, they're just not going to sell. That's it. But the lots that are priced appropriately, selling almost instantly. The person that listed their lots, their name was Justin, and I messaged him afterwards. I said, man, those are some good lots. They're going to sell fast, and literally sold like within the next minute. He already had a sale. But yeah, he sold 3 lots yesterday. He listed 3 lots, he sold 3 lots, and they sold within an hour. First 2 lots sold within like 10 minutes of him listing. So if you want good lots, you got to be there all times of the day. You got to be checking, because you don't. We're not like doing drops or anything like that. People just list them whenever they get a chance to list them. So Patagonia shorts, just basic Patagonia baggy shorts. These sold for $20 over on eBay. I'm trying to remember, do these have like a flaw on them? $20 is pretty cheap, but $19.99, that's what those sold for. Nice little sale right there. Patagonia. They're calling it Fashion Exchange Pilot. They're going to allow returns for fit and smell. Seller gets paid, return goes to their hub, and buyer gets a credit. Huh. What are they thinking? I'd love to know what the thought process in that is. What? You know what's going to happen is, right? All the sellers that have bad merchandise, right? If you have something that you went to a thrift store and you saw a stain on it, and you're like, I'm not going to list this anymore, but I'm going to list it to Mercari, and then I'm just not going to disclose the stain, and then you're going to sell it, the person's going to get it and be like, man, that has stains all over it, and Mercari is going to, oh, just for fit and smell. Maybe it's not for stains. Maybe it's just for fit and smell. Okay. If it's just for fit and smell, then yeah, not for stains. But still, that doesn't make any sense. What is Mercari thinking? Like, what are they going to do? Sell that stuff themselves? Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Mercari is such a weird platform. A couple more orders to go out. Brooks Brothers. This is just a Brooks Brothers large plaid shirt. This is a made in Italy one. I think I picked this up in a bulk buy because I don't remember grabbing this at a thrift store. Sold for $22.99. Doesn't have a logo on it, but it is made in Italy, so that probably helped it sell. Yeah, Brooks Brothers, made in Italy. I'd love to know the thought process of Mercari on that. So the seller gets paid, the buyer gets a credit, and Mercari gets to keep the item. And what are they going to do? Like, sell it? Are they going to wholesale all the items that smell bad and got sent back for flaws? Maybe they're trying to do that, become a wholesale business, but they actually lose money on that sale. If they wholesaled that off, they'd lose money on it. They give the buyer credit. You're actually losing not money only on the sale, but then you gave credit to somebody too. So you're getting like double loss on that sale. Which list of bundles were you just mentioning, please? The ones that sold, they're all sold. The ones from yesterday that Justin put up. Let's go through them really quick. There's a bunch on here. Oh, there's a shoe bundle I didn't even see. I'm gonna post this to my Facebook page. So here's one. Here's a North Face lot. So if you want fall winter, North Face lot right here. You can go through, they have a video. If you click on this, it'll make the video bigger, but as you can see, nice little North Face lot here. It is, how many items is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces, $96, a little over $10 a piece. It's a good lot to buy and hold for winter time. There's a shoe lot that just popped up. I haven't even looked at this one yet. Hoka, On Cloud, Brooks, Hoka, On Cloud, Brooks, Nike. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's $10 a pair, and you get Hokas in there. That's good. Just make sure you check the photos. And it doesn't look like there's any back. Like right here is where you look to see if there's any rips or tears. I don't see any rips or tears. Oh, there is right here. I'll have to message the seller and let them know. Somebody needs shoes cleaning. I'll have to message them. They gotta disclose that. Because somebody's going to get that pair of Hokas and be like, or On Clouds, and they're going to be like, hey, there's rips. They got to take close-up pictures of the back. But those look all in good. It just looks like one pair of On Clouds are in bad condition. Yeah, if you're listing on Listed, please make sure you're describing your items correctly. Don't say they're all in excellent condition, and then when people get their items, they're going to be mad because they're not all in excellent condition. Here's a good polo lot right here. 13 polos, or 13 Polo Ralph Lauren pieces, 7 polos and 6 button downs, no flaws, for $100 plus shipping. So it ends up being less than $10 a unit, right around $8 to $9 a unit, delivered right to your door. Shipping will adjust depending on where you live too. So Looking for men's clothing right now, niching down, left Nifty, left all platforms, but eBay simplifying life business. There you go. This is a little too pricey, I would say. Gerbeau shorts for 150. That's $50 each. This is my lot right here. You can look it over. You got Polo Golf. That's a Croon blazer. If you look those up, those go for like 35 to 50, depending on size. I think mine's a size 46. It took me a minute to show the actual tag. There it is right there. Croon tag. It's a seersucker blazer too. You got a Untucked shirt. You got a Brooks Brothers shirt, and then you got an Ariat shirt that has a big back hit on it. There it is right there. Big old Ariat back hit shirt. And then there's another video showing the next side, so go in and look at it. That one's up for sale. There's lots of good ones. This one just got reduced in price. I actually thought about buying this for Whatnot. This is a Lululemon 26-piece men's and women's lot for $300. Ends up being a little over $10 a unit, but there's some heavy hitter Lululemon pieces in here. So look this lot over. There's also a best offer too, so you can always make this person an offer, but that's all Lululemon men's and women's. There's metal vent tech tops, all kinds of goodies. I actually thought about buying this and just running on Whatnot because I know I'll get more than $10 a unit for all this stuff. I could run this at $10 starts and sell all this. And also make sure you use their seller codes too. So if they don't have a seller code down here, use my seller code KWayShop. You get $5 off. So this one's relatively cheap for Lululemon. You're not going to get Lululemon wholesale for much cheaper than that. So go check it out. There's lots of lots. If you keep scrolling, there's lots all the way at the bottom that are really good too that just got buried. So so they're calling it fashion. Oh, I already read that. Subscribe to Nifty and don't get the Mercari shipping. Do you have a YouTube video about it? Mercari shipping is pretty easy. It says what the weight is next to the shipping, and you just click the shipping that goes along with the weight of your item. It's kind of like eBay, kind of like Depop. Same exact thing. I don't have a clue what they're planning, but I do with the returns. But the pilot is just for a month of July, so probably I'll figure it out and fizzling out. Yeah, maybe that's they're trying to at all costs trying to save that platform, and unfortunately I don't think that's the way to save it. This doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense as a business to run it like that. What are they thinking? I don't know. Who knows what Mercari's thinking? I think I'm missing one. Yeah, I'm missing one shirt. I'll go out and find it after the live. Oh, I think it's down in there. That's why she didn't grab it. Anyways, Tory Richard shirt. These are selling really fast as long as you grab the ones with the good patterns. I actually put one of these in my lot yesterday over on Listed. Paid $7.46. This one sold for $24.99 plus ship. Is there a spot for like iOS on Listed so sellers can build custom lots? Like I would say in search of. Yes, you can do. There's chat rooms on the left-hand side of Listed. Let me show you. Should be on the phone too. Easy to find. It'll be on the left-hand side, seller chats, and then you can put in search of right here. And then if you're searching for something, you click on that, you write it in, and then all the sellers will know, hey, I'm looking for all Lululemon, or I'm looking for just medium Lululemon men's pieces. And then people can build lots. But yeah, you type it in search of right there. And that's how you communicate with everybody. You can always ask and reach out to sellers too. And you can say like, that Lululemon lot, like again, let's say you're looking for medium Lululemon shirts. You reach out to them and say, hey, do you have any medium Lululemon shirts available? Just send them a message. They're like, yeah, I got plenty. I got 10 medium Lululemon shirts. How many you want? I want 5. And then you create the list. You create a bundle right there on Listed. What we ask people is please do not message people on Listed or off platform to sell off platform. So don't go, hey, I want to skip out on paying the fees, so you want to take PayPal. Because if we find out you guys are doing that, we're taking off the platform. You have to be strict about that. Every platform has the same rule. You can't message somebody on Mercari and say, hey, can you list this on eBay because I have a coupon on eBay or have a gift card on eBay that I can use. You'll get banned off of Mercari. Same thing for eBay. Can't message people on eBay and say, hey, you have a bunch of Peter Millar shirts in your store. Can you message me on Instagram and buy it on Instagram? That's against terms of service. Same thing on Listed. We're keeping the same rules. I thought it was pretty self-explanatory, but we heard in the background there are people messaging other people off platform. Luckily, some of the sellers are, I'll say this, most of the higher end sellers are brought over by me. They were either consigners or they were wholesalers that I bought off of, and they're very, very loyal to me because I've been very loyal to them. So as soon as they hear something like that, they message me, and then I know exactly who's doing it. So just be careful. I don't want to have to kick people off. I don't want to be the bad guy, but that's a flat line rule against all platforms. You can't message people on platform or find lots within platform and then message them off platform and try to get sales. It's not how it works. You got to pay the fee. The fee is how both district and listed makes money. If we let you do it off platform, then the platform isn't making money, which does make sense. We're doing all this upfront work so you guys can do stuff off platform. It doesn't make sense. Interesting. Maybe I can find some flawed items to use in my upcycling. Yeah, throw them on Mercari. Mercari shipping is weight based. Yes, all weight based. So whatever the weight is, you just put that in. I don't see USPS in the drop down. Only UPS and FedEx. That's weird. I've always had USPS on mine. So yeah. Title T-shirt or T-shirt, does it matter? I don't think it matters on eBay. I think both of those get picked up in the algorithm. They probably have the algorithm set. Same thing as like L and large. It all gets picked up as large. So yeah, I don't think there's a big issue with that. All right, this is the last order. I do have one more Ralph Lauren shirt, but it looks like Kayla didn't grab it. I think it's in the bucket down there because it was listed and it sold within like a couple days. But this is a Ralph Lauren, just a red striped Ralph Lauren shirt. Nifty sent out a 10% out offer, and this person accepted for $20.70. Nice little sale right there. Slide that in and ship her out. Boom, boom. And again, check lots unlisted today throughout the day. I'm going to be probably posting a couple more lots if I'm feeling up to it. I thought I was going to post like 3 or 4, but again, I woke up this morning. I didn't feel very good. So I'm going to try to list a couple lots today. If not, I'll definitely list some lots tomorrow. They're all going to be really good ones, like really, really, really good ones. This is also going international too. And I will, since I'm going to be chilling the rest of the day, I'm going to edit that YouTube video. I already started editing. I'm going to finish editing it today, and it might be out later today. I'm hoping by like 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got a haul video because I haven't posted on YouTube in a while, and that'll also get directly posted to Facebook. So those on Facebook, you don't have to leave to go to YouTube. You can just watch it right on Facebook. So appreciate you, Vicky. Appreciate you, OABS. Yeah. That's all I got for today. I'll probably have a short form video coming out later on today too. So be on the lookout for that. And I appreciate you guys hanging out, and I will catch you probably tomorrow morning.